What's up, guys? Coach Dave here. We're at Gold's Gym in Islip. I got my man John here. He's one of my athletes getting ready for the Easterns. So we're going to do a little check-in today. He's about 6 weeks out. 5 weeks out? 6 weeks out? 5 weeks out. We're going to see what he looks like and what adjustments we're going to make moving forward. So this is going to be John's second show this year. We did the Atlantic Stakes back in June, and one of the things I wanted to correct moving forward was a tighter waistline, more defined, deep set abs, and a little bit more detail to the back. So I've had him killing his abs in the off season, which was very short obviously, and trying to bring out more detail in the back. And I can tell already his waist is smaller, his abs are deep set. We still got to get that back detail out. That's probably one of the last things that comes in on him. So we're going to adjust the diet today, maybe manipulate the carbs, a little bit of the cardio, and have that deep separation come out towards the end of the prep. So what I have John doing to bring out some more back detail is elbows high, wide pulls to the upper back, the mid chest. That's going to help bring out the rhomboids, the rear delt, the teres minor and major, get a lot of that detail to pop when he opens up in his back shot, as well as lower back detail. That's something also that's very important. So we have John doing a lot of hyperextensions, a lot of deadlifting, anything that's going to flex and extend the spine. So a lot of times people, if someone I have is not losing weight and they're struggling a little bit, most people would think more cardio, less carbs, less calories. But that's not always the case. If people's metabolism starts to slow down, sometimes you got to give it a little jolt with a high carb meal, maybe even a cheat meal to boost their metabolic rate and get them burning more calories on a regular basis. We always want to have you burning calories at rest. So a slow metabolic rate is a killer. So we always want to make sure your metabolism's higher. We want to increase the feedings. We might, like I said, increase carbs and calories for a short amount of time, maybe a meal or a day to jog that metabolism, get it pumped up again, and have them back on the weight fat burning track. All right, so this is also Jackie's second show of the year. She did the Atlantic States earlier in the year with John. We went with a shorter prep this year because Jackie gets very lean very fast. And one of the knocks from her critiques from the Atlantic States was they wanted a little bit fuller legs and glutes. So I didn't want to kill her with cardio. I didn't want to start her prep too early because I know how fast she gets in shape. So the goal was really to build the legs going into this show. So we kept her carbs high, especially on leg days. We pushed the training, a lot of squats, a lot of heavy leg press, a lot of walking lunges, and it looks like a lot of that hard work is paying off now. One of my few competitors that usually has carbs all the way into the show day. I do give her cheat meals. Some coaches don't believe in them. I do believe it helps with keeping your muscles full, helps keeping your metabolic rate boosted. You know, some people use them as a little bit of a mental tool too, especially in the beginning when dieting gets very hard. People have a hard time sticking to their programs, but if they have something to look forward to, like a cheat meal, something very strategic, nothing off the rails, it gives them a little bit more mental focus to get through those harder days during the week, those cardio sessions, those no carb or low carb days, when they know they have a little bit of a reward towards the end of the week. With my bigger athletes, obviously like Jackie and John, they're professionals at this. They don't really need those cheat meals for a mental focus, but their body does require them sometimes. Jackie's one of those instances. So we do have the cheat meal in for her. Again, just to keep her legs full, keep her glutes full, hamstrings full. Leading up into the show day, we're gonna reduce those cheat meals, reduce the carbs, and just get her shredded in the last week or so.
So Jackie, you actually do train people and have clients and whatnot, so why is it that you choose to not prep yourself?
I don't prep myself for the nutrition aspect of it, for the diet, for the food. That's his area. That's Dave's area. He's, you know, genius in it, and he knows my body honestly better than I do at this point. But yeah, no, it's nice to have somebody there holding you accountable. You know, because like with myself, it's like, oh, you know, whatever, it's just me. All I have to impress is myself, and I see myself every single day. When he sees me like once a week and really like evaluates me, it's easier. That way.
The reason I use Dave, you know, as my coach is because he knows my body, you know, definitely better than I do. At this point, you know, in our preps, you know, he holds me accountable. I don't get to see myself objectively every day, you know, so he gets to pick apart, you know, my weak points, you know, in my back or in my abs, you know, that I am lacking. So this way, you know, as I train myself, I can, you know, pick it up, and then as we move along through the diet, he can manipulate that to bring out those certain changes, you know, within my body. And me doing that myself, it's just never going to happen. We're already thinking about so much, and he's great at what he does, so leave that to him.
So we checked in with John last week. He was significantly heavier. I didn't see the detail and everything that I see now coming out. He dropped a little bit of weight this week, more than I was expecting, and I'm kind of happy with the way he looks. Moving forward, I'm going to keep things the way they are because I think that this program is working for at least for the next week. And then when we check in again, we'll see what it is, and if it needs to be adjusted, we will. Everything's on a week-to-week basis, and as we get closer to the show, it's on a day-to-day basis. Everything is individualized, and I can't make a decision on what I'm going to do until I see what they look like. And this week, I'm happy with the progress we got from the week before, and if it continues on this path, we might keep things the same for a third week. But everything is going to be judged on a week-to-week basis, definitely with these two. You know, I worked with them a lot in the past. I know what they're capable of, and I know what they bring to the show on show day, and I have no doubt to think they're going to deliver that and then some this time around. The things I look for when I see all my clients, obviously the scale doesn't mean anything when you're on stage, but it's an indicator of what your body's doing throughout the week. If you're dropping weight, gaining weight, or staying the same, I like to know, just have a benchmark of what you weigh for the food that I'm giving you. I have another client, her name is Paige, she's phenomenal. She hasn't really dropped that much weight throughout her prep, but her body's been constantly recomping and changing throughout every check-in. So we haven't done much manipulation. I have some people that change drastically from week to week. They drop a tremendous amount of weight like John did this week, and it reflects in their physique. I like to see how they move, how hungry they are, gives me a judge of their metabolic rate, if they're holding water, if they're, you know, constipated, not going to the bathroom, whatever it is. Those are all the things I take into account when I adjust the program moving forward. Obviously, we're all condemned athletes, and I utilize our products in everyone's prep. The two staples of everyone, no matter who I work with, arsenal and thyroidgenic before your fasted cardio. It's obviously the 1-2 punch to burn as much fat as possible, keep your metabolism revving throughout the day, get your body temperature up, get the metabolism circulating and burning fat. Something that I use for Jackie right now to keep her legs full is a good intra-workout stack. It's our C-Block 10, it's our confined EAA, BCAA, and it's our lockdown creatine product. When she trains her legs, I want to get as much glycogen and amino acids in those muscles as possible to keep them full and keep her performing. So that's her intra-workout stack. What they both still have in their programs is commissary post-workout. I want to make sure that they stay anabolic and their body's able to rebuild and replenish muscle tissue the second they're done training. And for Jackie, who still has cheat meals and some higher carb days, we incorporate the Humislin to make sure that those carbohydrates are broken down, pushed into the muscle where they're meant to go, digested efficiently, and not stored as body fat. So one of the common mistakes a lot of people make when they're evaluating clients is determining the difference between body fat, water, and just being flat. If your muscles are flat, which means there's not a lot of glycogen in there, they're not going to be pushing against the skin. So it's going to make your skin look a little looser, it's going to make you look softer, and a lot of inexperienced people mistake that for body fat. So that's one thing you have to be aware of when you're evaluating a physique. Is someone holding water? Do they have body fat, or are they just flat? Now, John, in my opinion, is a little bit flat right now. We reduced a lot of his carbs, so his muscles don't have that normal pop to push against the skin. They don't look full. He doesn't look as hard as he normally would. But this is a crucial step in getting all the body fat off. You have to get as flat as possible, deplete your muscles of glycogen, so your body is forced to use that last little bit of body fat for energy. Once that body fat is consumed, you can start putting glycogen back into the muscle, and that'll keep them full, popping, and you look perfect for the stage. Another thing that makes evaluating physiques a little challenging is skin tone. Obviously, when everyone's on stage, they're tan to the max, and you can see every little detail and every little piece of separation in every muscle fiber. When you're a little pale and I'm evaluating physique, the separation and definition is not there. So it makes it a little challenging to see what they're really presenting when they're as pale as Jack.
Fuck you.
No way to condemn Labz out here.
But we make it work. So that's pretty much how we run check-ins. I see everyone on an individual basis. We evaluate their physiques. We make whatever changes are necessary. And I send them on their way to do their homework, and we reevaluate again next week. Both of them look phenomenal. I don't really have much to change in either one of their programs for this week, but we'll check in next week and see if that holds true again.
Later.
Bye.